Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. You know, I am more convinced now than I have ever been that we are living in unprecedented times in the history of the human race. And that's one heck of a statement if you ask me, because if you look at our history, the narrative that we have been given once again, because we don't know how much of that is accurate exactly as we are told, right? But if we look at our history, humanity has been through a lot. We've been through a lot. But I don't know, we're reaching a point now where it seems to me that this is not only unprecedented, but it's pivotal. It's pivotal, and it's the outcome of whatever these events that are unfolding right now is going to determine a lot of things about the near future of humanity, like really. But I truly believe now more than ever that the veil is really lifting. And I think this is a very good sign, because now more than ever, you will see and you will notice, especially if you're paying attention, right? Remembering that presence, that awareness, that's that's a very important factor here to keep in mind, that you see people talking about things now that normally people wouldn't be talking about. You know, 20, 30 years ago, people would not be having these types of conversations. But now you see this. If you begin to pay attention, you will see people's interactions when people do interact with each other, right? Which is something that doesn't happen that much anymore these days, especially with the younger crowd, because they're all glued to their devices. You know, they're like sleepwalking, like zombies, not paying attention, not knowing, not being aware of what's going on. But the people who are paying attention, though, they're talking. They're talking about things that you'd be like, wow, maybe something's going on here, right? And I think that's a good sign. And if you look at platforms like this one, and you type certain topics, whatever, and sometimes you don't even have to type, based upon your watch history, the algorithm will do will do that for you, and you're gonna see all kinds of stuff going on. And you're also gonna see that a lot of people seem to be pretty upset with the status quo of a lot of things, right? Like, politics is a given on any country, really. Doesn't it that doesn't that doesn't you don't single a specific place or country at this point. Yeah, people are going to be talking about the US because of certain things and stuff like that, but I'm talking about, you see that people are really beginning to see things for what they truly are. That this is all a stage, and most of it is based upon lies, manipulation, and control. And I'm telling you, the algorithm ain't gonna like this. So if you somehow came upon this video and you ended up watching it, take that as a sign, because Yeah, when you begin talking about certain things, YouTube does not like it. But I'm telling you, people are beginning to see things through and through. And this is good because we need that. And I hope it keeps going and I hope it keeps growing because we need that. And like I said, I think that whatever, you know, however, these events that are happening right now, and when I talk about events, I'm talking about all kinds of stuff, right? Just take your pick, you know, there is stuff happening all over the world on a geopolitical level. You know, there's conflicts, there's financial market things going, all kinds of stuff. It's take your pick. Whatever the outcome of a lot of these things that are happening right now is going to be the determining factor here of how we as humanity enter this next stage of our evolution, so to speak, if you want to call it that. Because there is a lot of stuff happening right now on a surface level that everyone can see. And then underneath that, on the subtle layers that most people don't see, there is also a whole lot of other things happening. Because you guys got to keep in mind that, you know, the physical realm is one aspect of these things, but we also have, you know, the spiritual realm and the other realms that for most people, they don't even acknowledge that these things exist. And then, you know, these things, they all matter. And it all affects everything, really. So I believe that by the time this is all said and done, we're going to have a very different place in our hands, for worse or for better. That is still yet determined. We don't really know how is it going to turn out, what the outcome is going to be. But one thing is for certain. These events and these things that are happening and unfolding right now all over the world, they are going and they are already being major catalysts into this domino effect that is going to determine a lot of things about the future of the human race. And regardless of what's coming, I think we all should be excited about this more than anything, because change is good and change is needed. If we are to continue our journey as a species moving forward and improving ourselves and everything else around us in the process, change is needed. And change will come. Change is coming, whether we like it or not, acknowledge or not. It's just the way the universe and these realms all work, because it's always going to be in motion, and there's always going to be certain actions and certain things that will happen that will determine the outcome of a lot of things. And that's really the easiest way to put it. And this is really all I wanted to talk about today, guys. The veil is lifting. That is for sure, indeed. And that is a good thing. So be curious, be excited. And I'm sure it won't be long from this point now. Maybe a couple of years from now, who knows? Things may be a lot different than they are right now. And personally, I think that's a good thing. Anyway, if you like the channel, don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe. Be well, be safe, and I will catch you all on the next one. Take care, my friends.